Welcome to IST 552. The course is titled Data and Knowledge Management. So we will be talking about primarily databases and knowledge bases in this course. Most of the course is on databases. So we start with data being input into a database, and we are talking about large-scale data now. So large-scale would mean, let's suppose, all the data that come through transactions in a large corporation, let's say like Walmart. So we'll be talking about data warehouses in topic number 3. And before we go into that, however, we will talk about data quality and data cleaning. So essentially, a database is only as good as the quality of the data that goes into it. So the first thing to make sure is that the data that goes in is of good quality. And what are the techniques that can be used to make sure that the data quality is good, identify errors, fix a few of them if possible. Then we talk about performance in large databases. So we talk about what data structures you can set, namely indexes, and what types of queries cause the most problems, meaning run most slowly. And that's why you need indexes or different types of indexes. How do you tune the database and you make it perform faster so that you can answer queries in reasonable amounts of time. So the first part, these 3 topics, would be about databases. What do we do with the data? How do we store it? And then the second part of the class, we talk about special types of data. For example, relational databases, which have been there for about 40 years now, they are good for certain types of business data. But when we are talking about a lot of data that is now available off the web, then the structure that is there in relational databases is not there in these data sets. So what we need to do is we need to store semi-structured data. And there we will study how XML facilitates that and what we can do to store and retrieve semi-structured data fast. Okay. We then look at data, special types of data. For example, spatial data which has geographical information in them, and the types of data structures that are needed to answer geographical queries fast. So up till now, let's say the first 5 topics, we are primarily talking about performance. How do we manage large data sets and how do we answer queries fast? Topic 6, for a change, we will look at data security. So how do we store the data safely? What type of access control mechanisms do we implement? What are the privacy issues that we need to know of? Then we move on to sharing data. So you can have data that is very private and secured, but nobody has access to. But we also want to share data, and we want to interoperate across multiple databases. And what type of technology is useful in handling these types of aggregation requests across multiple heterogeneous databases. And that gives us a nice segue for looking at large data sets which are available on the web across multiple websites, and how do we integrate data from these data sets. The last part of the course, we talk about knowledge representation and reasoning. So this is going one step beyond data. Once we put in semantic information onto the data, especially as in the semantic web, and or in knowledge bases, then we can use logic to reason about and answer higher order queries, more sophisticated queries that require automatic reasoning. And then we take a look at the technologies that are there, the successes, the advantages and the disadvantages of certain types of logic-based languages, and finally we wrap up with a few applications and a few discussion about future topics in databases and knowledge management systems. So I hope to have fun in this semester. There's a lot to cover, and I hope you have fun too. Thank you.